Real tough game. This one's going to be so... I think this one's almost too close to call. Because, look, it's game one of the season. Anything happens game one. Anything can happen. Like, we just saw the Dream, who, by the way, are pretty good. I don't care that the Dream looked horrendous last night. They looked great at times. They looked terrible at times. But the Mystics aren't going to be good, and we saw the Mystics go out and win. Today, it's going to be a really interesting thing to see what they end up doing when it comes to the Fever, because I think this is the Fever's to lose. Like, I think the only team that will beat Indiana are Indiana. Like, Chicago or Chicago, the only difference is if Chicago are playing... The Chicago have more of an ability to win playing badly than Indiana do. Just purely because... Like, not that rebounding is the biggest deal in the world or anything. Like, obviously it matters. But, like, just based on if you are bricking, you can start getting boards, you can be good. Like, there is an advantage to that. Again, it is much better to be... Transition defense is more important than offensive rebounding. But if you're having a real bad game, maybe the offensive rebound will help. And it's the reason why if the Fever are rebounding, they could win by 30. Like we saw it last year. With the one game the Fever really controlled... When the Fever controlled the boards, they just were dominant. They were absolutely dominant when the Fever controlled the boards. So that's really what... If the Fever can control the boards, I don't think it's going to be... Like, it's even going to be close. But if the Fever don't control the boards, then it relies on their offense. And Kelsey Mitchell's not looked great in preseason shooting-wise. It's not looked... or what's-her-name's not looked great. DeWanna Bonner hasn't looked great in preseason. Indiana has more talent across the board. Indiana would have a better chance to win across the board playing good or bad. Indiana has more talent in their starting five. The Chicago Sky have the significantly better bench. Like, it's not even a debate. If there are any second unit on second unit minutes, like it's damage limitation for the Fever. Like, I don't know which of Dantas are going to go in, and 19 and 25 is going to get you into the playoffs, just a heads up. But when it comes to Dantas or Bree Turner or Timpson, what way they're going to do with that? But none of them are even remotely close to being as good as Elizabeth Williams or Beck Allen. Beck Allen started over Sophie Cunningham last year for Phoenix. Beck Allen started for Connecticut when they nearly made the finals 2 years ago. Like, Beck Allen as a bench player is absolutely elite. Absolutely elite. But like, their starters, Fever's starters should be way better. Like, Atkins is not as good as Kelsey Mitchell, albeit very similar level. It's not even close who's better at the point guard position. Sloot isn't even on the stratosphere of Caitlin Clark. Like, Sloot is not even in that stratosphere. Small forward, DeWanna Bonner versus Kia Nurse. DeWanna Bonner is so much better than Kia Nurse. Power forward, Angel versus Natasha Howard. Angel Reese is better. And center, I'm going to say Aaliyah versus Cardoso. Neither of them can live with each other. Like, Cardoso cannot guard the pick and roll. And Aaliyah cannot guard Cardoso in the post. So if Cardoso's aggressive, it could be tricky. But the bench bigs, you got to say, for the bench bigs, it is a big advantage Chicago. At the bench guards, is Michaela Onyenwere... She actually comes in and plays the four a little bit. Is Michaela Onyenwere better than, like, is she better in a whole? No, but it's not that far big of a difference. Lexi's a little bit better than Onyenwere. Is Haley Van Lith better than Colson? Yes. So, like, if you're just going by player difference, who out of the 10 in the rotation has better players? Like, you're voting for the Sky, but there's that big of a gap in the difference between Caitlin Clark and Courtney Vandersloot. And I don't think there's any position for the Sky where they have a huge advantage. I think they have the advantage in the Angel Reese matchup over Natasha Howard, but that might be it. That really might be it. And Caitlin Clark triple-double. Reese missed many layups for a double-double Fever win. I think the rebounds are what Angel's going to struggle most with. And I think there are teams that she's going to struggle against. There's teams she's going to do well. And I think there might be a bit of a learning curve to the whole point forward thing. With Angel Reese, there might be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's a really, really, it's going to be a really tough game for both of these teams. And it's going to be a feel-out game. It's game 1 of a 44-game season. I don't think either team should be. You don't want, should I comb my hair before stream? No matter, even if I do the lights, it doesn't look quite as bad as, it doesn't look quite as bad without the weird lighting. It's just light hair. But, it doesn't matter. If the only way is like, there are certain things you were really scared of. Like, if one of the two teams' offense just looks non-existent, you'd be worried. If their offense looks non-existent, if we see Caitlin Clark standing in that corner, I'd be worried. I'd be very worried if I saw Caitlin Clark standing in the corner. And I would be very, very worried if we saw, like, Aaliyah Boston get cooked again in center and not do anything on the other end. Like, they're the things you're kind of worried about, but I'm not worried. If one team, if the Fever lose the game by missing shots, or the Sky lose the game by missing shots, if I'm a fan of either of those teams, I'm not worried. I'm not worried in the slightest about that. So, look, it's a feel-out game. As much as it is a rival game, it's a feel-out game at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So, obviously, everyone in chat right now for the preview, who do you guys have? I'm going to make a poll right here. I'm going to make a poll, start a poll, and it's going to be who wins. It's going to be a Fever versus Sky. Fever, Sky, and we're going to make it last another minute. I'm just going to predict. My prediction, again, I'm the biggest pessimist you'll ever meet, so I might say Sky, but realistically, it should be the Fever. So let's see how many votes we get. So we're going to have this for another minute to see what you guys are coming out with. So we got 89% on Fever, which is 93% Fever, 8% Timpson dunks on Reese. Michaela Timpson had a chance to dunk in preseason and didn't. Fever by 60, bro. 95-5. One person saying Sky, but it looks of things. Oh my god. So it looks like, according to the fan poll, Fever are overwhelming favorites. I think this could be like almost too close to call, if we're being honest. I think it could be too close to call, but 95% to 4%. There's not even 100%. But yeah, it appears to be huge favorites for the Fever.